Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. This is something I've been waiting to get my hands on now for about, how long is it now? It's probably been about 7 or 8 months. In March I went to IWA in Germany and got to have a look at the Reversible Wolfhound hoodie. Now I already own the Wolfhound hoodie from Helikon Tex, so I thought I'd pick one of these up just to kind of give you an update, a comparison between the two. It's important to say to this point though that essentially these are identical jackets. There's no difference, or there isn't like a, this is the Wolfhound hoodie Mark 1 and the Reversible Wolfhound hoodie is almost like a quasi Mark 1.5. Essentially they're exactly the same, other than the fact that with the OG Wolfhound hoodie it's just one, or at least it's not reversible. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you wanted to, why the hell not? You can reverse it because you're unique and stay unique, Anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's grey on the outside and grey on the inside, although I don't know the difference between the inside and outside. Whereas with the reversible ones, as the name states, they're reversible. So just I suppose a quick update on this. So having had this now for about 12 months, love it. It's absolutely amazing. The ClimaShield padding in this does an exceptionally good job of keeping you warm. So I've been using this as an outer layer on days when it's just a bit cold, but I've also been using this as a mid layer. So on the days when I've been out and it's been raining, I've had this on underneath and then something like the Pilgrim anorak over the top of this, again, which is another Helikon Tex product, or the Woodsman anorak over the top of this, and they make an amazing combination. They really do, and they will keep you warmer than you need to be. In fact, on some days I've had to, unzip certain parts because I have been so warm. But it uses exactly the same ClimaShield padding on the inside. The wind, I forget the fabric on the outside, the windshield or wind firm or something like that. Again, does a very good job of keeping moisture out, or at least helping that moisture to come out from you, but also with the DWR Teflon coating that's on this, for a light shower, light to kind of medium shower, it will keep you dry. Heavy rain, really you need to be trying to find some shelter so that you can you can stay away from that. But as a mid layer underneath a hard shell, yeah, excellent. So in here, this is where we have the reversible. Now, you do get this. I forgot to mention when I first had this that it does come with one of these stuff sacks. So put it in. Now the stuff sack isn't one that's integrated into the jacket like you get with some other jackets. Instead, this is just, it's just a separate one. There's no compression straps on this, but you have a little pulley on there, and then there is a little hook there if you want to hang it or something. Now, one thing to say, I suppose, at this point while I still have this on. So when I got this with Helikon Tex, so I'm a 44-inch chest, I'm 5'10", I'm about 100 kilos, which is what that's about. It's about 210, 220 pounds. I generally go for a large. Now, this is one of the first ones from Helikon Tex that I tried that I went for a large. Sorry, I've just mullered the zip there like I always tend to do whilst filming. Yeah, this is one of the first ones that I went for the large and put it on and thought, well, maybe I should have gone for the extra large. So if I zip this up, oh my god, what am I doing wrong here? Right, so let's do this properly. Right, and you're in. Okay, so this is a large. I generally go for a large, but what I would say is, you see the curl in my back, it really kind of hugs that. It's what I'd call figure hugging. Oh God, so warm. Anyway, so I wanted to see what would happen if I got the extra large. So if you imagine this, keep this keep this beautiful specimen of a man, this in your head. This does have a European zip, which zips up on the wrong side for some others. And then here we have, so this is exactly the same jacket as I mentioned. This is the reversible version, but this is in extra large. Now depending on which way you have it with this will depend on whether or not it's the zip that you want. So before I go into the camo, this is an extra large. Not as figure hugging. I can wear something underneath this. I can definitely wear something underneath the grey version, but it would probably be, you know, a base layer, and then maybe, I don't know, whether it's a base layer and a thermal kind of thing, or a t-shirt, maybe a shirt. But even with a heavier flannel kind of shirt, it just feels a bit, you know, like I'm bursting out. Whereas with this one, I can easily wear another layer. I can wear whatever I want underneath here. So again, just confirming, I'm a 44-inch chest, 5'10", about 210, 220 pounds. And yes, so this is the extra large. Kind of makes me feel a bit weird wearing extra large because I've never been an extra large, but in this circumstance, I've found that going for the size up is actually the better option. So yeah, a kind of quick look around this. Now I have already made some content on this, so if you want to look here or here, whichever side it goes, you'll be able to get a lot more detail about the Wolf hoodie as a whole. Sleeves wise, you have a bicep patch on here. Actually, let's check. Do you have a bicep patch on the original? No, it's exactly the same. You do have a breast pocket, and you do have a breast pocket. On the original, you also have a breast pocket on the inside here, which you do on this one, but this is actually the breast pocket when it's reversed. Around the edge, so there's no sort of extra, it's just an elasticated cuff around the bottom. The zip on this, I was fumbling with the zip on the other one. On the other one, it is a double zip, so you can zip it all the way up and then you can open it from the bottom. With this one, you can't do that. It's just a single reversible YKK zip. Now when I say reversible, it's got one of those little U's on the top, so you can pull that all the way over, mainly because, you know, this is a reversible jacket. Hood, exactly the same, so it has a little brim on there. There is a pull on the back, so if you want to get it tighter on your head, you can do. And then the other pulls, where are the other pulls? Just, oh, I think it is, it's just that one. I had it in my head that there was another one here, so you could pull it down. But yes, it's just behind your head. So hopefully you'll be able to see, it has this beautiful green camo on the outside. And then you pull it inside out, and you have this lovely brown camo on the inside. Now all of the features are completely reversible. So on the left bicep you still have your morale patch loop section. Here, this is where your breast pocket is. Now on the inside here, this is where the breast pocket would have been on that side had it been there. It zips up exactly the same way, although you just have to get used to the zip is now on the other side. Like so. Hood. Now they've gone the extra mile with the hood, so on the inside of this now is the elastication part, so I could make it smaller, which would be really weird if you wanted to do that and then have it to do on the inside. But they have still put one just here on the outside as well. So whether you want to wear the brown side or the green side, it will still work. Now the camo on this one is called the Mitchell camo. Just a little brief history. I have quite a lot enjoyed researching this week. So the Mitchell camo was invented after World War II, around kind of the Korean War. Actually, I think it was before Vietnam and Korea. You will probably, some of you may know more than this, so if I get things slightly wrong, dates and stuff, then anyway. So yeah, so the US found that they'd just been wearing their green khaki kind of uniforms, and some of the opposition had been using different types of camo. So they commissioned this research into 40 something, it was either 48 or 50 different type of camo patterns, where literally they were taking their original fatigues and drawing on them so that they could try and work them out, and they were trying to work out which was the best camo patterns to use. I think the US Marine Corps had actually been using the green one here, because at this point this was the army doing the research on this. So they'd already been using this green one, which at the time was called the USMC Standard Camouflage. So they started to adopt that, and but they also liked this brown version, which was called the Mitchell Camouflage. No one's actually worked out where the name Mitchell comes from. They think that it was from the person that invented it. However, there's only a few references through a lot of the US records on where the name Mitchell came from. But they're both eventually, although the green one is the USMC Standard Camo and the brown one is the Mitchell, they both became synonymous with each other, and they referred to as the Mitchell camo. But these are all before, and these are kind of the start of where the US woodland camo came from, and almost, I suppose it's like these are like a US woodland camo Mark 0.5, because it was kind of where it all sort of started. I love the history in this. The use of camouflage, the use of concealment, I find fascinating. Hunters had been, using it for decades. The ghillies in Scotland, had been using this type of concealment for a long time, and you got the SAS, and you got different people going, well, these guys have used it for hunting, so why can't we adopt this? And yeah, absolutely fascinating. So there are actually 3 versions of this. This one is the Mitchell camo, but then there is a DNC, which is freaking epic. But I thought I really just, something about this made me think I really like this camo. So there's DNC, and then on the inside of the DNC it is the, I'll put it here. It's what the US Army used during Desert Storm. So that one's really nice. Or there's another version that is pencott. So on the outside or inside, whichever way you look at it, it is the pencott green, and then on the inside, again, whichever way you look at it, is the pencott snow, or the pencott white version. But yes, really nice. I'm glad I picked this up. I'm glad I went for the extra large as well. So again, just kind of showing you. So here is the extra large. I can zip this up, there's room underneath. Let's put back on the grey one. Now, as mentioned, this is the large version, which again, it fits fine. Certainly not concerned about the fit. However, it is just a little figure hugging. Now, I could do with losing 2 or 3 kilos, that's a fact. But between the two, hopefully you agree that the extra large is probably the right size. Now, if you're the type that's kind of in between sizes, what I'd probably do is go for the size up. In fact, if you have bought some of these in the past and you've had some challenges with whether to go for your native size or the size up, and you have got the size up, or you've gone for one, tried another one, and then gone back again. Seem to have the hiccups again today. I don't know what's wrong with me coming out here and doing some filming and then getting the hiccups. Oh yeah, pockets. It's got pockets. That's nice. So yeah, so there you go. A little kind of introduction to the Mitchell camo and the Wolfhound hoodie. I'm really glad that I picked this up. I saw this last year, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's very cool. And I think when I put some content out on it back then, I know a lot of you guys also said exactly the same. That's freaking cool. So highly recommended. This is available at this current time on the Helikon Tex website, so I'll leave some links below. The original jacket was sent to me by Military First, and I will always support that company. They are, or at least they have supported my channel now for the last 4 or 5 years. If you're here in the UK and you want to pick up something that's Helikon Tex at this moment in time, it costs €21 just to post it here. Military First have the largest collection of Helikon Tex gear, and well, you don't have to pay, the postage isn't there, so that's always nice. Plus, if you use discount code Moorlander10, you can get 10% discount on any non-sale items. That's just important, I just need to make sure I say that. If it's in the sale already, you don't get an extra 10% off. But if you do use the code Moorlander10, you can get 10% discount off non-sale items. They're not stocking these yet. However, that's a yet. That I'm sure they will most definitely be stocking these in the future. So yes, I will leave all of those links below. I will leave some of my social media links so that you can follow me here on Moorlander EDC or my sister channel Moorlander Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. It's not as though this is like the Mark 1 and this is the Mark 2. They are... I just got worried then for a second. Let's start that again. Here's one for you. If you play a sport with a ball that isn't perfectly spherical, it's because you're a real man. It's probably pissed off 90% of the UK. Let's do this. Whew. Oh, I've gotten dizzy. These are warm. These are really warm. Now I'm going to do some B-roll footage where I'm going to walk around in them like an idiot because it's hot. Let's turn this off. Oh yeah, by the way, I think this is going out on Sunday. Hope you're all having a lovely Sunday. If you're in the UK, I hope you've had your Sunday roast. Everybody wants a Sunday roast. Here's one then. If you're not in the UK, do you still have a Sunday roast? I'm guessing if you're in Oz or you're in Zealand, you're probably having a Sunday roast because, you know, it's a good kind of extended British family tradition. But yes, I'd love to hear, do you have a Sunday roast? But for now, have a good one, and I'll see you in a bit.